How you doing, girls? Got another cooking video for you. Today we are going to do steamed Brussels sprouts. And I can honestly say, you can see that in the light, I didn't eat Brussels sprouts. Well, I don't think I ever had a Brussels sprout until about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I was at my parents'. Or Grammy and Gramps to you. And we had Brussels sprouts one night. I think Mom was just trying to find a stuff that she had, which y'all know she has more food, enough to feed the Chinese army. But she was trying to find stuff that I could eat on my diet. Or I keep saying diet, and I really want to change that to my diet, not a diet, which sounds like something you do for a while and then you go back to the way you were, eating before. But so we had Brussels sprouts there, or myself and Grammy and Gramps, and I was really kind of surprised at how good they were. And I didn't see my mom make them, so I don't really know what all she put in them. But since then, I came back and have been finagling with my own little recipe, and y'all know that I don't really have very good recipes. I just kind of make stuff on a whim based off what I think something should taste like or whatever. But just in case you don't know what a Brussels sprout is, it looks like a little bitty small head of lettuce, little bitty thing. Okay, and this is one I haven't grown. I have no idea. I'm going to look into it for next season. I'm trying to grow Brussels sprouts. But anyway, what we're going to do today is we're going to do, I'm going to do them in the oven. So I don't know what you call them, baked Brussels sprouts, if that's what you want to call it. I would think that you could probably do them on a grill with a little smoke and stuff, and they would be really good as well. And I'll do that at some point and show you, but y'all are not going to have a grill at school. For those of you that don't know anything about this, the series of cooking videos that I'm trying to do is I have two girls that are at the University of Tennessee. I know, watch the comments go, but we've talked about, diet, how they eat and what you eat at UT and all this other stuff. I've got one that was a freshman last year. She's a sophomore, so she doesn't have the meal plan, and she can kind of cook some of her own food. The other one is, if you don't know and you don't have any children that have gone to UT or what appears to be across the board at any SEC school, you have to have their meal plan, which is another thousands of dollars that it costs you, and you have to eat kind of what they provide for you. So you don't have the flexibility quite as much to cook this stuff on your own. It's just it's another way for them to get more money out of you, and if you're a parent of a college student, you understand what I'm talking about. So, but here's what we're going to do today. I'm going to do some roasted / baked Brussels sprouts, and they are really good. And once you get done with them, you can eat them in your meal, whatever you're eating it with. It goes good with steak and chicken and things like that. Take them and throw them in a plastic bag or something, and they're actually good cold. Maybe I'm just goofy, but they're actually pretty good once you kind of get them toasted down. But all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start off by cutting these little bad boys. Now, the important thing about cutting them is you don't want to cut them crossways like that, because if you do, it's going to fall apart because you're not keeping that stem in place. The stem that keeps everything joined together, it's like a romaine head of lettuce, romaine lettuce or whatever. Keep that stem together. So you're going to cut it crossways like that. Hopefully you can see it, girls. And we're going to take them and we're going to split it like so. You can still see it's kind of tied together. They're not going to completely fall apart. If you did it the other way, it would probably fall apart, and that's not what we're looking for. So we've got that right there. Now I just got a couple of them just to kind of show you what I am doing. Same thing. Cut it down the line of the stem so it stays together. See? I would juggle it, but I don't know how to juggle. So, same thing here. Cut it You'll have little pieces that'll come off, that's no big deal. And we'll take this one, do the same thing, and down the line of the stem we are good. All right? Now, through the magic of TV, you come down here, I have my little pan, and I have, where you at? All right, there we go. I have cut Brussels sprouts in half. Okay, so I'm gonna take these, I'm gonna throw them in there. Then, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some stuff to the Brussels sprouts to make them taste even better. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put toasted sesame seed oil. The thing I like about the toasted sesame seed oil is this is about 1 ounce, I'm guessing. And this was a 16-ounce package of Brussels sprouts that I got, I think probably Walmart or something. And this is a steam. You can steam them like this if you want. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll try it that way. It's definitely going to be healthier for you just to steam them. But you know me, I like to add a bunch of seasonings and stuff to everything. I'm a seasoning freak. So I've got about 1 ounce of toasted sesame seed oil. The thing about the toasted sesame seed oil to me is it gives it a little bit of a smoky flavor that to me really makes this taste really good. And I'm not even sure if this 1 ounce is enough. We'll see in here in just a little bit. Probably may need more from what I'm looking at. So we're going to start off with 1 ounce, maybe 2 ounces from what I'm looking at here now. And I put it in this big metal bowl because I want to shake it up and get that sesame seed oil all spread around on my Brussels sprouts so that my seasoning that I'm going to put on here is going to stick. And I sometimes will even take the Brussels sprouts, even when I put them on the pan, and I will drizzle a little bit of this toasted sesame seed oil on the top of each one because it's so good. Now, here is 1 ounce of onion flakes, which I prefer onion powder, but I just don't have any. And I have been looking all over the place for it, and I can't find it. But I love the taste of onion powder, and the closest I have was onion flakes. And this, realistically, you know, when you look at, oh my gosh, I'm putting so much of it on there. It really, same thing to me with garlic, like garlic and onion. You almost can't get too much on there. You know, when you do hamburgers and stuff like that, sometimes I think and steaks and all that other good stuff, I think I am putting way too much on there. And then when you try it, you go, wow, that's just not that much flavor. Also, 1 ounce of garlic powder. One of my favorite things that I put on everything. And the same thing, like I said, garlic powder and preferably onion powder. Just doesn't, you know, leave, there's just not that much, you know, seasoning to it. But with the onion powder and the garlic powder on 16 ounces, in my opinion, you're going to kind of flavor to your own taste. Start off with a ½ ounce and try that first. So we'll actually, I'm going to stop with the garlic. I'll probably end up putting the rest of it on later on. But that's about 1 ounce of garlic powder. Now, I have sea salt. This is actually pink Himalayan sea salt, which is ground up. I bought it ground up. You can, you know, do a grinder with it. But this is what, don't eat that regular salt. It's just not good for you. This stuff has, not only is the salt part of it better for you, but it has a lot of extra minerals and stuff that's good for you that you need to. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna do the same thing on this one. I'm gonna start off with a ½ ounce, and we'll go with that. So, and then this is something I'm going to try this time, because you know me, I'm always trying something new. And I like trying to put this on everything because it's good for you. It cleans your stuff out. Two things that I'm going to put on here that helps you. This is ground up cayenne pepper. And this is just a wee bit. I don't even know what that is. A pinch, a teaspoon, something like very, very small. And if you don't like spicy stuff or just a little bit of a kick to it, this will give it just a little bit of kick at the end, kind of just like in the little bit of the flavor in your, in your mouth. But if you don't, want this, you know me. The next time I make this, because I don't write anything down, I'll make it different. That's how I pretty much cook everything, is by taste. I just, when I'm cooking, I'm tasting. That's why usually by the time I'm done, I'm full. And then the trusty old black pepper. I prefer to ground my own. I buy the peppercorns. And if you don't have any, I can send you some in a little pepper grinder. But this right here is a bad boy pepper grinder, because I like a lot of pepper. Now, if you're watching this video, and I've heard that pepper, your body doesn't break down pepper, the ground up peppercorns, and it helps clean your colon out. I don't know if that's true or not. Comment below if you know. You probably heard it before, maybe, I don't know. But I like pepper. I like a lot of pepper. And then instead of using one of those little crazy small grinders, I got this a couple of weeks ago off of Amazon, and I love it, because I had a lady tell me one time I was eating a salad somewhere, and she asked me if I wanted a little salad with my pepper, and I was like, hey, sorry. I could have really been mean, but I didn't. So we got them all covered and spiced up. Might need a little bit more of the sesame oil, but we'll see once we get it going. Now I'm going to take them, and you really don't need to grease a pan up, because you put the sesame oil and all that on there. And then I'm going to take these things and I'm going to spread them out. I like to try to turn as many of them I can up, and that's mainly because I usually take them and put a little bit more of that sesame oil, and I want it to get caught in the the leaves, because what happens when you cook it, it kind of shrinks down and it relaxes the Brussels sprouts and opens it up, and you can put a little bit more. Well, I can tell you these are going to be some seasoned boogers here. Hopefully they'll be nice and tasty, because they are seasoned up. Some of this stuff is going to fall off in the the cooking process and all that. So pretty much got everything set up, and I'm going to put this in the oven for about 20-30 minutes. I don't know, I'll check it about every 10 minutes and see where we're at, see if it kind of relaxes, and then I'll just start trying it and going, okay, is it done where I like it? Is it done not enough? A little more, a little low, you know what I'm saying. So you know how I cook by now. So we're going to put it in the oven. I got it at 350 degrees, and we're going to give it a few minutes. So you guys hang tight. So there we go. We're about, I don't even know, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, 45, hour and a half. And we're going to pull it out real quick and look at it. Now, one of the things that I noticed immediately is, because of a lot of the onion flakes that I put on there, is the onion is kind of toasted around on there, which is completely fine with me. I've been tasting them, and to me, like I said, I would have liked to have had a little bit more on the garlic side, So you can put a little. You just got to flavor them to your whatever your flavor taste is, salts and stuff like that. Also, the last time I cooked them, I did a little bit more on the toasted sesame oil, so they were a little bit smokier. But these are good. So, all right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and turn this off because it'll be hot enough. I'm going to put a little bit of this cheap Parmesan, if I can get it to get on there, on them. I'd really rather have, like real Parmesan that you grade, but I don't have any. The other thing I'll do is take mozzarella. Mozzarella goes good on everything. It's not greasy, so you don't have the greasy problems. But what you need to do is take your Brussels sprouts and kind of push them all together as best you can. You always have to try them on camera. It's still good. So, and this will just make it better. I can taste a little bit of the heat from the cayenne and the regular pepper. Probably not as much garlic as I would like, so I may. I got this grated mozzarella, and it's pretty thick. Really, probably rather have something a little bit thinner, because the way this stuff is, when you go to pick it up, it will pull off. If the cheese is still hooked together, it'll pull it off whatever you're cooking. You know, it'd be nice if you could put, like, you could take the time to put one little bitty piece on each one, but you know, who has that time? So I'm going to take this and set it back in the oven just to get these to cool down. Man, I tell you what, I'm getting a little bit of that heat on the backside, which for me is good. I like it. The Parmesan too will add a little bit of the saltiness to it that the Parmesan gives you. So I guess we'll just go with this. I probably, you know what? I like my garlic, so I'm going to add a little bit more. I should probably put some more of the sesame oil, but I'm not going to worry about it. So I'm going to put this in here for just 5 or 10 minutes. I got it turned off, so we're going to let that kind of melt down a little bit, and then we'll try it. So you guys hang tight. All right, we're going to check it real quick. Yeah, and it's kind of doing what I thought, but I don't want to keep going with it because I don't want to overcook the Brussels sprouts. But you can see how it's kind of, melted on there. Like I said, I really like the smaller grated mozzarella and Parmesan. Get back. Camera lady she gets hers after she gets through working, which is doing my filming. So, yep. Adding that little bit more of garlic, a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Now I'll tell you what, and like I said, this is how I cook. I just kind of go by flavors. I'm gonna put a little bit of, this is olive oil. I don't normally like to cook with olive oil because it has a low, I think 300 degrees is the max you're supposed to cook with olive oil, and it starts burning it. But you can add like a seasoning. If you had some olive oil that had been marinated in some seasonings and stuff like that, you could put that on there. But I'm going to try it on a few of them. If there's anything in here. There it goes. I'm not going to put it on all of them. We'll just try it. Probably could put a little bit more on the other ones. But let's find one that's nice and covered with mozzarella. Doesn't pull all the cheese off. So the added garlic, a little bit of the Parmesan. Like I said, I'd really like to have had more grated Parmesan. Can definitely taste the kick of the cayenne pepper. So anyway, girls, I'll say, and DJ, my son, he's wrestling, so he's trying to lose weight or keep his weight down as well. This is just one thing that you guys can eat that is on the, I'll say, a keto diet, which I've lost a few pounds on, and I'll give you more of that story later on. But share this with your friends, girls. I would say you could cook it for them first, and they'll go, oh my gosh, I didn't know you knew how to cook, and blah, 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 and then share it with them. But I know you won't do that, so just go ahead and share it with your friends. And it's a Brussels sprout, oven roasted Brussels sprouts with Parmesan and mozzarella cheese. You could actually take some sauce and put, you know, I'm just getting all kind of, you know, this is how my brain works. So there you go. A keto diet. I don't know where it is as far as all the different fats and the macros and all that kind of stuff. I know there's very few carbs in this. And, you know, how much protein, a little bit of protein from your mozzarella and stuff like that. So, but all I can tell you is it's good, and if you eat like this, you will lose weight or keep the freshman 15 off, Morgan. And DJ, you'll lose whatever you need to lose. So, thanks for watching, girls and DJ, and share it with your friends, and we'll talk to you later. Love you. Bye-bye.